Hi, this is Newson from New Horizons. A great feature in Excel when dealing with long lists of data in an Excel spreadsheet. The data should have column headings and it shouldn't have any blank rows or blank columns. Otherwise, you may have to massage the data a bit to get it to work with this feature. But what we've got is the ability to filter by the column headings. And to actually turn this feature on, we need to go to the data ribbon, which I'm in at the moment. So I'm in data. I need to go to the sort and filter group, and I need to click on filter. And that will actually put boxes in the actual column heading names, allowing me to actually filter on them and even sort. So on the employee identification number, what I can do is I can click on here and I can go, let's sort A to Z, and it sorts it from E1 to E2. Yeah, I can undo that sort if I want to and restore it back to what it was. But basically, that allows me to sort. What I can also do as well with the employee identification, which is quite unusual, although I can say I can look for equals, what contains, I can also go here and go custom filter, and I can say, you know what, I want to look at all the employee records that are greater than E030. Let's say greater than E030. Although it's not a number, because it's got E030 at the end of it, I can use that to my advantage. So I'll click on OK, and as you can see, I've seen all the records that are greater than 30 because it's combined the number with the letters, and that's kind of like made it very useful for me to use it as a filtering tool. To actually get rid of that filter, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that filter and clear the filter from that column. So I'll click there, so it's returned it back to normal. With names or with any kind of text, what I've got the ability to do is can go down here and I can go with the same text filter and I can say I want to find everybody that begins with a particular letter. So if I wanted to S, all the people that begin with S, I can click on that and it'll show me all the employees that begin with S. That's really cool, I think. And I can clear that filter from name just there, that column, and that funnel is telling me when I've clicked on it, see all of them have, all the others have arrows. That's saying that there's a filter applying to this particular column at the moment. I'm just going to clear that filter off. Also, what I can do, suppose I want to find everybody that was James. What I can do is I can go down here and I can actually click in search and type in James, and it will find everybody that's James in that thing there. And if I click on OK, it will list them beginning and end of their name. Yeah. So I can clear that filter there. So that search allows me just to find, and it'll select anything that matches James at the beginning or end of the name, which is really good. And I'm just going to clear that filter from the name. I'm going to move away from name now, and what I can do with region, because we've only got about 6 or 7 regions, what we can do is we can uncheck select all and we can check 1 or 2. So I can select east or north and just have the east and north displayed, and obviously the funnel again, yet again, is telling me that there's a filter applying to this column. I can click on there and clear the filter from region, or check select all and it restores it back, as you can see. Department, same principle, because it's text. I can go, you know what, I just want to see all the sales. I can just check sales and I can see everything for the sales department. The interesting one though is if I clear that filter from department, it's earnings. When it comes to money, you've got a lot more filters available to you. What we've got here is we've got the ability to say, you know what, I want to see the top 10 people. Top 10? Top 10 earners. Yeah? And within that, I think I can probably do a sort largest to smallest, so I can have the largest at the top within that filter. And we know that it's filtered because down the bottom it's saying ready, 10 of 40 records found. And I can click on that and clear the filter from earnings. What I can also do as well is this is saying there's a sort on there, that's why the arrow's down like that. What I can also do is I can click on here and I can go back to number filters. I can go, you know, I don't want to see the top 10. Maybe I can just click on these arrows and see, you know, maybe the top 5. Click on, you know, go down and make that a 5. Yeah. And click on OK. So I'll see the top 5 earners. And I can click on the filter and clear that filter. I'll go back, and what we can also do is we can also go, not even we've got greater than, we can see less than, between. We can see a between, a different range, which is quite useful. But in addition to the top 10, we can also see the bottom 5 if we wanted to. So there's top and then there's bottom, and I can see the bottom 5. And click on OK. So I'll see the bottom earnings if I wanted to. And what I can do, if I don't want that anymore, clear the filter from earnings. Go back, and I've got this ability now as well to see all those that are above average. Yeah? It'll look or calculate the average automatically, and it'll show me all those that are above average. I can clear that filter, and I can click on that arrow, and I can go to all those that are below average. Yeah? And I'll clear that filter. Also, in all of these, you have the ability to do a custom filter. Let's just try one last custom filter on text. And what we've got the ability here is to do custom filter. And what we can do is we can say, you know what, I want everybody that begins with N. Now I can't use an and would make it kind of like exclusive. An and would be self-defeating. I need an or here. Or everybody that begins with, I could do ends with, we could do ends with, begins with end or ends with S. So basically that will give me a combination of people that begin with the letter. Their name begins with N or ends with S. So let's click on OK, and there we go. Ends with S. Yeah? And that filters on, and I can go to clear filter from name, text filters, custom filters, telling me that custom filter is being applied, and it's begin with N in the key and ends with S. Very useful, I think, very useful. The question mark can be used as a thing to denote individual characters, and the star can represent any series of characters, and it can be put before or after a letter. It's kind of like a wildcard. I'm going to click on cancel that, and I'm going to clear the filter here. How does that work? Clear the filter here. Well, if I go to text filters, it actually works automatically, but if I go to a custom filter, and let's say I want to find, let's say, begins with or contains, they've actually done a good job of actually, I can say does not end with, but contains or begins with, let's say contains. Let's say I want Amy. I don't really need to use the star AAM because it should find Tammy in there. If we click on contains, it should find Tammy there. So I don't really think the star, it's useful, and I'll show you how we can use it. Because I've used contains, I'll just clear that filter. What we can do is, if I want to find everybody beginning with A, I could use A, but an easier way using this custom filter is just type in A and star, and that should find everybody beginning with A. Yeah, it's quite useful. Everything after that. I'm going to clear that filter by going to here. I'm going to go back to earnings. Just look at our number filters. We've also got the ability to go below average as well. We can show below average. Everybody that's below average. 28 of 40 records found. We're not doing too well there. And I'm going to clear that filter off. Last thing we can do, which is very useful, is we can do show values greater than or equal to, right, so between greater than or equal to 100. I think that's 100, that looks like 10. It's less than or equal to 50. So what we can do is show values. We've got this preset box that comes up, 50, and it will show us all those values. Now, I've done that wrong somehow, but that should normally work. Let's try that again. Clear filter from earnings. Let's do it between. I think I should have done it the other way. So let's click on between. Let's say it's greater than 50. I should have done it that way. It's greater than or equal to 50 and is less than or equal to 100. Yes, I probably should have done it the other way. That makes more sense now. Okay, and if I click on OK, there we go. I get that. So let's go back on that. I had to go to number filters, between, and it's telling me I've got a between. type the lowest one there and then the highest one in the second one, yeah, to get a value between those values. And the AND was selected there to actually restrict it to those values. Hope that helps, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.